Hey, how's it going? So today I decided that this is going to be a new series on the channel called Maintain a Bond. And the goal of this series is to show off different money making methods where if you do it for 1 hour a day, then you'll have at least enough money for a bond, if not with much more to spare every 14 days. And this way you'll be able to consistently self-sustain membership through bonds. So in each episode, I'm going to guide you through the method as well as do the method for 1 hour to show you the loot and prove that it works. Now, bonds have been hovering around 3 to 3.5 mil for a little while now, but we're going to go on the higher end of the scale and assume that bonds are 3.5 mil each for this series. And if you divide that by 14, that means you need to make 250k GP per day to maintain a bond. If you can only play for 1 hour a day, that means you'll have to make at least 250k GP in that hour. And there's plenty of methods that can earn that at the very least, if not much more. But let's get started with this, and in this episode, we're going to be killing Chaos Druids. Oh, and one last thing is that at the end of each of these episodes, I'm going to be giving away whatever I earned in the hour, but I'll talk about that more at the end of the video. Chaos Druids are perfect for lower level players because they're only level 13 and they have 20 HP. Now the source of most of the money is going to come from grimy herbs, but they drop a good number of runes as well. And I would highly recommend having the herb sack here, but if you don't have it, it's not that big a deal. You'll just have to bank a little more often. We're going to check that right now though, and you can see that it's empty, and we're going to type in grimy herbs in the bank, and we have no grimy herbs, so we are set for that part. But keep in mind, they are in the wilderness, so you don't want to bring your best armor, although it's a really low level wilderness, so you shouldn't be too worried. But we're going to bring a little budget setup here. They're a really low level, so you don't need the best armor, and pretty much any weapon will be able to hit through their defense. So this is what we got right now, and I got the Ring of Wealth too because they drop coins, and I don't want to have to worry about picking them up, but you could swap that out for whatever you want. All this stuff you could swap out for whatever you want, really. I mean, you could just come here and punch them if you wanted to. Using a Ring of Life might be a good substitute for the Ring of Wealth in case you get attacked. And also the Glory, so you could teleport to Edgeville because that's going to be the closest teleport to where we're going. So we're going to get into the inventory setup now, and starting off we have the looting bag. And this is really important, and what it allows you to do is when you're in the wilderness, you can use items on the bag and it'll store the item in the bag. So you could check it, it's empty right now, and you could store up to 28 items or stacks of items in the bag. However, with that being said, you can't empty it wherever you want. You have to be at a bank to empty it. So if you're putting something in there, just double check and make sure you're not putting your weapon or something important in there. And if you don't have the looting bag to start out with, don't worry because every single monster in the wilderness drops it as a 1 out of 30 drop rate. So if you don't have it to start, I can pretty much guarantee that you're going to get it while you're killing the Chaos Druids. Moving on now to the herb sack, and it could store up to 30 of every single grimy herb, which you can purchase this from any Slayer Master for 750 Slayer points. So I know it's kind of pricey, but 100% worth it if you have it. And the next item I'd recommend having is the Soul Bearer, which you can get from right over here at the Bear Your Soul mini quest. And what it does is it allows you to teleport and soul heads back to your bank at the cost of 1 blood rune and 1 soul rune per head. And the Chaos Druids drop in sold heads at a rate of 1 out of 35, so you'll most likely get at least a few while you're there. I've also got the Bone Crusher from the Mauritania Diary, which crushes bones for prayer XP as they drop, but it's completely not necessary at all, and I'm just going to be using it to keep track of how many kills I get in the hour. You really shouldn't need food, but it's always a good idea to bring some just in case there's PKers. And then we've also got super combats to increase the kills per hour. And if you are taking damage there, you could bring bones to Peaches because they all drop bones, so that will make your trips last longer. And then an emergency panic teleport just in case if you don't bring a glory with you. But we're all set now, so let's teleport to Edgeville and you can follow my path from here. As for the skill requirements or combat level requirements, there really are none. I mean, maybe level 20 or 30 in your melees at the very least, otherwise the kills would be so slow. But especially with all the combat XP giving quests like Waterfall Quest, Fight Arena, Tree Gnome Village, there's really no reason why you wouldn't be able to do this on the same day as making an account. But before you go in, double and triple check that your player attack options are set to either right click or hidden, because this is probably one of the most popular spots in the game for skull tricking. And what people do is they dress up as a Chaos Druid and walk around your character, or they'll even log in right under your character hoping you'll attack them and get a skull, so that way they'll be able to kill you for everything that you have. I'd like to say it doesn't happen that often, but the truth is it actually happens a lot, and I probably saw at least 7 or 8 people trying to do it in my hour there. Although none of them were close to my level, and they were all in like the 60s or 70s. But keep in mind, we are in level 2 to 3 wilderness, so the level margin is extremely tight, but it's mostly pures, which can be deadly, and all it takes is one big hit to a Gmaul combo to knock you out. But if your player attack options are hidden, like I said, you won't have to worry about getting skulled. And a lot of them will actually just give up when they see that you ignore them, because most of the time they're not going to waste their spec just to PK a glory, but you never know, so just always keep your eyes out for that. If you're in that hot range of 60 to 80 combat, you might want to consider having a minimum of 25 prayer for the protect item prayer, and constantly leave that on and bring some prayer potions with you. Like if you got a 4th item you don't want to risk, it only drains 3 prayer points per minute, so you can last a long time with it on. But just be careful to not let it drop too low so that you get smited. Another good method for killing Chaos Druids is by using range. And Iron Knives will just plow right through them, and it could be a good way to get range levels if you're trying to get it up. I was starting to talk about before how to do this method on day 1 of making an account, and how by doing quests you'll have some decent combat stats. And even if you don't have any GP or any gear, first you could pick up some fish from the Power Fishers in Barbarian Village, then come here and punch these guys and get a few Ranaroo drops, sell them on the GE, then buy some gear and come back for even more kills and repeat that. Also, because you're going to get so many kills per hour, you'll probably hit the rare drop table multiple times, and you might get lucky with key halves or even rune or dragon items. And the average value of hitting the rare drop table is currently 9.5k without a Ring of Wealth, which could add in some serious profits if you get lucky multiple times. Also, the Chaos Druids do start out aggressive to you for like 10 minutes, so you could go out and come back into the wilderness if you want them to aggro you again, but remember, you're in the wilderness, so it's probably not the best place to AFK. So the 1 hour mark is coming to an end now, so let's get this last kill in and teleport back to Edgeville. But before we do anything else, let's check the XP we gained. And it looks like we got 43.8k strength XP, 14.5k hit points XP, and we also got about 2500 prayer XP, but like I said, really don't worry about that at all. I mean, if you got the Bone Crusher, then feel free to bring it, but don't waste your time manually bearing bones, and if you want prayer XP, you'd be better off getting more kills per hour and using the profits that you get to buy Dragon Bones for XP. But we are heading over to the GE right now to see exactly how much we made in this 1 hour. And remember, our assumption for maintaining a bond is 250k per hour and 1 hour per day. Also, I know the profit may be a bit scuffed because of my high combat level, but I did go with the budget setup, so I didn't have the best bonuses. And these guys have extremely low defense anyway, so you should have pretty consistent and high hits even with low stats. I never had to use the Bones to Peaches while I was there, and I don't think I even took any damage the whole time, so I have no input costs for this. Alright, so we have our final loot right here, and we made 327k in 1 hour. And I don't think that's too bad for such a low level monster. And we killed 547 Chaos Druids in this 1 hour, so if we take our 327k profit and divide that by 547, that leaves us with an average loot of 598 GP per kill. But now I want to talk about what I'm going to be doing with the money at the end of these episodes. So for this one, we're going to be going to a free-to-play world and finding someone who looks like they deserve it. But in the future, it's going to be different for each video. Sometimes maybe I'll ask a question in my clan chat, other times maybe I'll do the giveaway in the Discord channel, which I have linked in the description by the way. Maybe I'll pick a comment from the previous Maintain a Bond video, maybe I'll do some challenges for some free-to-play people. I mean, the possibilities are endless and I'll try to keep you on your toes. And I mean, it's seriously the least I could do. I truly appreciate the support, and you guys help me out so much by supporting the channel, and I want to give back to you by giving away whatever I earn in these videos. Alright, we found the perfect guy right here, Juanito19, so let's pull up his stats, and look at those. He's been grinding free-to-play for a while, it looks like. And I mean, look at that trimmed ad. He's definitely got his fashionscape on point. So I just went up to him to ask what's up, and he started speaking Spanish to me. I don't know what I was expecting with his username, but it's a good thing that I speak Spanish, so I was able to communicate with him. But I just asked how he's doing and got to talking, and I tried giving him the money, and he declined, and he said that he can't take it. Like, dude, what a nice guy. So I had to keep telling him to take it, and he did end up taking it in the end, thankfully. But 100% deserved, and I'm glad I was able to run into him. But anyways, that is going to be the end, and let's wrap up this video now. So if you're liking the idea of this series, then please give the video a like, and I'll be sure to make them more often in the future. And I'm currently posting every single day at 9 AM Pacific Standard Time, so if you want to see more from me, then please subscribe. It really would mean so much. And don't be shy if you want to come hang out in the Discord or the clan chat if you want to make some friends, or even just to lurk. But I just want to thank you so much for watching the video, and I will see you again tomorrow.